Today on ATV News, we'll explore Teddy Roosevelt Island and take a glance at SOC's photo night.
We'll also take a look at AU's volleyball team with sports, the Jose Antonio Vargas screening, and more.
Welcome to ATV News. I'm Richard Kaufman.
And I'm Michelle Backus. ATV News starts now.
The crew of the popular TV show Top Gear were chased by thousands of angry protesters in Argentina. Argentinians were enraged when one of the show's vehicles featured a license plate referencing the 1982 Falklands War between Britain and Argentina. BBC officials claim the license plate was a coincidence. Nobody was harmed during the incident.
There has been yet another security breach in the White House. An anonymous person claiming to be the representative Donald Payne was permitted to go backstage at the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation Awards dinner. However, after the imposter turned out not to be Payne, the man left without being detained by enforcement. This security breach is only one of several that have occurred in the past months. Julia Pearson, director of the Secret Service, resigned Wednesday.
Now for entertainment with Jalen and Andy.
Hi, this is Andy Lawani.
And I'm Jalen Fairborn-Chapman, and this is ATV Entertainment.
Nick Jonas recently flaunted his goods, and it's official. This Joe Bro has grown up. In a magazine spread for Flaunt magazine, the Chain singer rocked a pair of Calvin Klein underwear while grabbing his junk for the magazine's Grind issue.
It's not hard to figure out what this former Disney boy band member has been up to lately after the disbandment of the Jonas Brothers. Working out at the gym, of course.
The 22-year-old singer stated that he would never truly show it all for the public, even though these photos are very racy. Fans have deemed him as the hottest Jonas brother with the Marky Mark recreation of the Klein advertisements. Nick will be premiering for his role as an MMA fighter in the DirecTV series titled Kingdom, which is set to release on October 8th.
Lifetime released their trailer for Aaliyah, Princess of R&B on Thursday. The biopic of Aaliyah Houghton, the late songstress, is finally wrapped as of a few weeks ago after a good deal of difficulties, including the casting controversy of Disney star Zendaya Coleman being criticized for being too light-skinned to play her and not being able to procure the rights to Houghton's music from her family. Now, Alexandra Shipp will play the More Than a Woman singer, but the rights to the music have yet to be obtained.
Well, that makes this whole movie a bit more interesting. I mean, how are they going to make it work? The trailer didn't even have any of her music either.
Yeah, that does raise some important questions. Iggy Azalea's Goddess was featured as the backdrop. For the upcoming Whitney Houston biopic, however, Yaya DaCosta is lip-syncing to Deborah Cox singing Houston's hits, so they might do something similar to that. We'll be able to see for ourselves on November 15th when the film airs on Lifetime.
Speaking of upcoming premieres, the American Horror Story series is slated to release its newest season of disturbing content. This fall, American Horror Story Freak Show is set to debut, and it could be one of the creepiest series to be airing. Program producer and creator Ryan Murphy recently shared one of the main title sequences for the hit television series via Twitter, which had a critical response with fans.
The short one-minute clip features stop-motion imagery of creepy-looking toys ranging from clowns to even skeletons. The fourth season to date, this eerie season focuses on a traveling freak show that makes its way to the town of Jupiter, Florida in 1952.
Freak Show will premiere with a 90-minute debut episode on October 8th on FX.
Last Thursday marked the end of Teresa Giudice's legal saga. After being indicted with her husband, Joe, on 41 counts of bank, mail-in wire, bankruptcy, and loan application fraud in July of last year, the Real Housewives of New Jersey star has been sentenced to 15 months in prison.
Her trial has been followed by both gossip and news publications from Wendy Williams to Time magazine. Judge Esther Salas actually contemplated giving probation instead of prison time, which was the prediction of the public, but was angered by their failure to produce a proper full disclosure of their finances with the court.
However, Judge Salas did show some compassion for the Giudices, having 4 daughters, Adriana, Melania, Gabriella, and the eldest, Gia, being 13 years old. Joe was sentenced to over 3 years, but won't serve his time until after Teresa completes hers. A small silver lining for the family. Teresa has to surrender by January 5th. Closing out, I'm Jalen Fairborn-Chapman.
And I'm Andy Lawani, and this is ATV Entertainment.
Thanks, Jalen and Andy. And now let's go to Lila and Lauren to take a look at Teddy Roosevelt Island in D.C.
The Theodore Roosevelt Island is a landform that sits along the Potomac River near the Roslyn Metro Station. For many, the island is a great place to take a walk, ride a bike, or go on a run. The island is also pleasantly romantic and offers tourists a chance to exchange city life for the great outdoors. Perhaps most profound, however, is the island's excellent vantage point for observing nature's flora and fauna, something very close to Teddy Roosevelt's core. To this day, the myriad of trails that run through wooded uplands and swampy bottomlands honor his legacy as one of the greatest outdoorsmen. Interestingly, Teddy Roosevelt's influence extends beyond the trees in Southwest D.C. to American University's McKinley Building. In 1902, Roosevelt laid the original McKinley cornerstone, which today is commemorated by a bronze plaque mounted on the entrance of the newly renovated facility. Teddy Roosevelt's legacy can be felt throughout the nation's capital. Whether on AU's campus or Tiros Island, Roosevelt's breadth of influence proves boundless, and his adventurous spirit inimitable. Reporting for ATV News, I'm Lila Nasser.
A Texas girl who was kidnapped 12 years ago was found safe on Thursday. Sabrina Allen was taken by her mother, Dara Lawrence, after an unsupervised visit following a divorce. Both Lawrence and Allen were found southeast of Mexico City. Lawrence is being held in a Travis County jail. Allen will soon reunite with her father. Now we will turn to Michaela for finance.
I'm Michaela Amos, and this is ATV Finance. It was reported this week that the unemployment rate has dropped to 5.9%, the lowest it has been since the 2008 financial crisis. The problem is that though more people have jobs, wages have not risen and median incomes have not risen since 1999. The majority of the growth since the crash has belonged only to the top 1% of the population. This week on Thursday, the banking firm JP Morgan Chase reported what seems to be the largest bank hack ever and the largest single online theft of financial information since 2007. The possible information stolen includes names, addresses, phone numbers, and email addresses. The firm says it is unlikely that more valuable information, such as account and social security numbers, were compromised. The Dow went up this week, ending at 17,069, and the NASDAQ also went up, ending at 4543. I'm Michaela Amos, and this has been ATV Finance News.
A patient at Howard University Hospital is being evaluated for Ebola. The patient reportedly came to the hospital in stable condition and has been isolated. There are currently 15 people being screened for Ebola in the United States, but only one, a man in Dallas, has tested positive for the disease. Here's Mike Goodkind with the latest in sports.
Welcome to ATV Sports. I'm Mike Goodkind. The world of sports is stimulating right now due to the fact that the MLB season has come to an end and it is playoff time. The Baltimore Orioles are fresh off of a 12-3 win against the Detroit Tigers and lead their series against the Tigers 2-0. The Kansas City Royals also lead their series against the LA Angels 2-0 and are hot off of a 4-1 victory. As for AU athletics, it was also a big week. AU girls volleyball faced the University of Maryland Eastern Shore on Wednesday, October 1st, and swept them 3-0. Their record moves to a stellar 11-4. Standout performances for AU were by Sarah Katz with 8 kills and 9.5 points, and Kelly McCadden with 7 kills and 11.5 points. As for the girls soccer team, they suffered a 4-1 loss at Navy this past week, Wednesday, October 1st. The girls field hockey team was defeated 3-2 against Temple last Sunday. However, they are back in action today at Cornell. The boys basketball team is finally back as they had their first practice yesterday. After an appearance in the NCAA tournament, the boys are trying to repeat and win their second Patriot League title in a row. The NFL is also heating up this week with some great matchups coming up on Sunday, including the Giants and Falcons at the Meadowlands. Both teams will try to expand their record to 3-2. But the Redskins will have their game Monday night at home against the defending champion Seattle Seahawks. The Redskins sit in 4th place, and the Giants are right ahead of them at the 3rd spot. The Eagles and Cowboys lead the NFC East, standing at 3-1. For ATV News, I'm Mike Goodkind here at the Sports Desk.
The D.C. Metro will be closing stretches of the Red Line each weekend for the next 7 weeks. Metro officials state the Red Line is plagued by unmanageable water leaks, and repairs must take place. Currently, stations in Bethesda, Medical Center, and Grosvenor are affected. Buses and shuttles will be set up to transport commuters between the closings.
And now here's Stephanie with politics.
Hi, this is Stephanie Rivera, and welcome to ATV Politics. The first case of Ebola has made its way to the U.S. Thomas Eric Duncan had recently visited Liberia and was helping Ebola patients. He denied treating anyone with the disease, but witnesses said he did. Duncan did not tell the nurse he had traveled to Africa and was sent home with antibiotics. He has since returned to the Texas Presbyterian Hospital and is currently in serious condition. Secret Service Director Julia Pearson has resigned after 30 years. Pearson's resignation has come due to a sequence of security failures. Pearson was questioned on Tuesday by the House Oversight Committee regarding a recent Iraq War veteran jumping the White House fence and making it as far as the Green Room. Pearson resigned the following day and was replaced by Joseph Clancy. Clancy promises to study the president's protective services. Florida Governor Rick Scott is adding another title to his resume, a wedding dress designer. The College Republican National Committee has released a new ad called Say Yes to the Candidate. The ad depicts a young woman trying on two major designers, Rick Scott and Charlie Crist. The Rick Scott dress is affordable and trusting, while Charlie Crist is expensive and outdated. The ad is a resemblance of the hit TLC reality show Say Yes to the Dress. That's your weekly political report. This has been Stephanie Rivera.
And now here's Bennett and Elizabeth to report the Jose Antonio Vargas screening.
The Bender Library and the Center for Diversity and Inclusion hosted a screening today of Jose Antonio Vargas' film, Documented. After the film, a panel of faculty members discussed undocumented people and immigration in the United States as it stands today. The panel included Alan Kraut of CAS, Leslie Green Coleman and Jaish Rothad of the Washington College of Law, and David Lublin of SPA. The screening preludes a campus visit from Vargas himself. The event will be hosted by the Kennedy Political Union, the AU Democrats, the Center for Diversity and Inclusion, and Delta Pi Epsilon, and takes place in MGC 266 at 8:15 p.m. this coming Monday. This has been Bennett Lapidez for ATV News.
Let's go to World News with Emily.
Good evening, my name is Emily Jeffers and this is World News. The Ebola outbreak continues to cripple countries all over the world and has most recently entered the United States. Thomas E. Duncan was traveling from Liberia to Texas when he fell ill. Duncan went to Texas Health Presbyterian Hospital but was sent home with antibiotics. Duncan's condition continued to worsen and he was readmitted to the hospital with the first confirmed case of Ebola in the United States. The Islamic State group ISIS has beheaded another hostage, British citizen Alan Henning. This brings the number of beheadings by ISIS up to 4. ISIS is also threatening that Peter Casing, a former U.S. Army Ranger, is their next target. Pro-democracy protests in Hong Kong continue and are being dubbed the Umbrella Revolution. Protesters have been gathering in Tiananmen Square for days and often during heavy downpours. They are demanding that the people of Hong Kong should be able to have a say in the candidate of their choice in the 2017 elections. That's the latest in World News. Now back to Richard and Michelle.
Next, here's Andy and Lila with SOC's Photo Night.
Hello there, this is Andy Lawani reporting from Photo Night at SOC, where adjunct professors and other faculty members are presenting their work in the medium of photography. At the School of Communications Photo Night here at American University, faculty, adjunct professors, and even AU alumni presented their photography work to students.
So really the idea came to mind by my manager of photographic services, Caitlin Whitman. We knew that we wanted to do an event where we showcased everybody's work because we haven't had the ability for all of us to get together in the same room and show work before. And so limiting it to these 20 seconds I think is fantastic because it doesn't stay on the screen too long, you don't get bored, and if you're not interested in this body of work, in 7 minutes you get to see another person's body of work. So I think this format is perfect.
Pachakacha is a Japanese trademarked format that gives the participant 20 slides to present at 20 seconds per slide. So you have 6 minutes and 40 seconds to get your point across. And basically it helps people keep their presentations concise and entertaining, and it gives the audience something to kind of swallow really quickly and then move on to the next presentation.
Throughout the event, the works of these outstanding photographers inspired current students to create their own intriguing content, with photos ranging from editorials to photojournalism.
I hope that they realize that the work that our professors do are so very diverse, and that we are really accomplished photographers outside of just professors and teaching, and that we bring a wealth of knowledge. We're practitioners. We keep doing all of this stuff, and so we really bring a lot of knowledge to them that's outside of just the teaching how-tos.
The most important for me is to teach them how to see, especially how to see things differently, because I personally believe when somebody can see things differently, they will become a better citizen.
Reporting from ATV News, this is Andy Luwani.
Here's a look at the weather with Chelsea.
Hold the pumpkin spice lattes and knit sweaters. This week is going to be a glimpse of summer. My name is Chelsea Smart, and this is your ATV weather report. We're going to start the week off with cloudy skies and a high of 75 with a low of 58. On Tuesday, we'll be hitting the 80s with a low of 60s and a chance of evening thunderstorms. We're looking forward to Wednesday for clear skies, a high of 77 and a low of 55. On Thursday, we'll be hitting the 80s again with cloudy skies and a low of 63. Friday, we'll be ending the week off with some light showers. Our high is 79 and our low is 60. And that's your weekly weather report from ATV News.
We now have What's Up AU with Rebecca and Sarah.
Hi, I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Sarah.
And this is What's Up AU.
October means many things: changing leaves, pumpkin spice,
and National Cybersecurity Awareness Month declared by President Barack Obama.
This is a joint effort between industries and the government to make sure people have knowledge and resources to stay safe online.
As the semester goes on, students are becoming more and more busy. To help ease the growing stress, the Academic Support and Access Center is giving a workshop on Tuesday, October 7th to help students with time management.
Sounds great for procrastinators. Weekly Juniper-style meditation sessions will also be offered in K to calm our nerves for upcoming midterms.
In other news, the International Film Series began last week with films from Italy, China, and the Czech Republic.
This week, SOC, the National Gallery of Art, and the Italian Embassy Cultural Institute will be screening an Italian film double feature, including La Mia Classe and Tyr.
The 15th annual Human Rights Film Series also kicked off on October 1st and will be continuing Wednesday evening with 15 to Life, the story of an important Supreme Court decision.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Rebecca.
And this has been What's Up AU.
Sure seems like we're looking forward to a warm week there, Michelle.
I know, Richard. You can sport your tank top at the next Nats game.
That's how I roll. Thanks for tuning in. You can join us at our website, auatv.com.
Or you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
This has been AUATV News. I'm Richard Kaufman.
And I'm Michelle Backus. Thank you.